Hey guys, Coach Gaglione here from GaglioneStrength.com. We got another strong woman interview today. We have Lisa Rothman on the line. How's it going today, Lisa?
Good. How are you?
Great. So, just for the viewers that are watching that don't know you, can you introduce yourself a little bit and tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am a 47 kilogram, that's 103 pound power lifter for the USAPL IPF 2016 national team. So
All right,
that's
great.
me.
Great to have you. I'm not even sure if you remember. I don't even know if we even spoke, but I think the first time I got to see you lift was Raw Unity 7. Uh, and
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, so it's probably
Well,
like,
I mean, I guess it's not that long. I mean, it's what, maybe three years ago?
yeah, 2 3 years I think. And then I remember I know you didn't have like the greatest meat if I remember correctly, but I know that you've come a long way since then.
Mhm.
And
I tend to do that a lot.
and
I complain about my meats and then bounce back,
yeah,
and
that's good.
it
It's a
happens.
great skill. So I mean, I've been following you since then. You've been made a lot of progress, and it's been great to kind of watch you. So we just got back from USAPL Nationals in Atlanta, where you took second place and won the Masters division. So
Mhm.
can you tell me a little bit about like how you kind of got started in lifting, and then when did you kind of decide you wanted to start competing?
Well, I've always done some form of sports. I've always been athletic my entire life, so I have a background in martial arts for like 16 years, and I was just lifting with a group of guys that had trained over there, and one of them had opened up a CrossFit gym, so I was following a program with them over there. We kind of did a powerlifting meet for the fun of it with those guys, and I was like, yeah, it was kind of fun, and I did pretty good, so I'm like, let's do another one. So we did another one, and it was my second one with them, and I just remember looking at some numbers and being like, oh, I can do that, and kind of just kept going forward from there. And then before I knew it, I was doing them all the time. And it's kind of just how it started. It was just a hobby, just for fun, and I realized it was something that I was good at, so I just kept going.
Awesome, very cool. So can you? I don't know if you can or not, but can you just pinpoint like a defining moment or an event where you're like, man, like I could actually really excel at this, and I really want to take this to the next level and compete like on a national and even like now like a world stage.
I started looking at some of the numbers, and I realized those were numbers that I could hit, and started setting. I was first competing in the USPA, and I was, doing their world championships and setting records and stuff in that class. And my ultimate goal was to, at that time, switch into my coach. Actually, he was a world champion himself back when he lifted in the day, and it was for the IPF. So I always wanted to switch into USAPL just to be able to make it to the IPF Worlds. So that's kind of what I set out to do, and
So
it
you had
happened.
so
So
you had like pretty like high expectations and goals from the start, would you say, or?
yeah, I mean, when it's, like when you start following an actual training program and you realize that, there's some numbers that you can obtain, and, um, it's kind of just how it started. It gets a little addicting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the progress definitely addicting. So I
Mhm.
know you said you had some progress. I think you may even I think you may even I might even seen you like you may even bomb out of a meet. Have you ever bombed out of a meet?
I
And yeah,
have. I
so
have. And I think that everybody has bombed out of a meet at
yeah,
some point, and it happens to the best of us.
yeah, I totally
We have
agree.
good days and bad days, and, it happens.
So what advice would you give someone from kind of bouncing back from that, and like how did you overcome some of that like mentally, kind of moving forward?
Um, hmm. I mean, sometimes you just have to, you go in a little bit smarter, I guess. Sometimes when the weight isn't feeling right when you're warming up or whatever it may be, sometimes you have to adjust, and when it means adjusting down, you don't necessarily want to do it, but you got to be smart about
Right.
it. So, and I've done that plenty of times,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah, I think I
So,
always tell like my guys and girls like it's one thing to do it in the gym. It's another thing to do it on the platform on game day. You never know how you're going to feel that day, and sometimes you just got to be honest with yourself and
yep.
what's like the best I could actually do today, and not worry
Hmm.
about what you've done in the past or in the future.
Yep.
Just what's like the best total I can get today, and that's going to allow you to obviously place the highest like in the long run. So
Completely agree.
very cool.
It was a hard lesson to learn, but it happens.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
obviously, like, maybe totaling a little bit less is better than not finishing, of course. So if you kind
Yeah.
of
And it sucks even more when, what I did bomb out on, it happened to be, I think, on the deadlift. And it kind of sucks, you get through your entire meet and then
yeah, the
you know,
last lift of the day.
whoa, what happened? So you try to play a little bit smarter. I mean, each time is a learning experience, so,
Cool.
every meet is different.
Yeah. So one of the things I want to talk about with you, especially, I think I've been following you probably since like that Raw Unity meet, and you know, you're not just like a lifter. You have a life outside of lifting.
Mhm.
I've seen you do some like modeling stuff. You a lot of people kind of think with like they have the women have the notion like they're gonna get big and bulky or they're gonna be more masculine. But you have always had like a feminine side to you. You're not like this huge person. You compete in like the
Right.
47 kilogram weight class. So um, just talk to us a little bit about that, and then kind of just like your thoughts on that, and some advice to women that are kind of afraid that they're gonna like I said be kind of become too manly or bulky or anything like that.
Well, I mean, for my size, I lift heavy. So, I mean, as people can see, I think a lot of times, like in pictures too, you tend to look a little bit bigger, and then people, when they meet me, they're like, "Wow, you really are small."
Right.
They're like, "You look a lot smaller in person than you do, either on the internet or whatever, Instagram or whatever it is, social media." But for my size, you're lifting, 3 times body weight, 2.5 times body weight, whatever it may be, whatever the lift is. And I prefer to lift heavy even on my, I don't know, some guy was saying to me that he can give me a workout, and I'm like, I prefer to do the, 6 to 8 reps at max than to do the 15 to 20 reps,
Sure.
Lighter weight. So yes, I lift heavy, but to me, it just builds lean muscle mass. I'm not putting on any, huge muscle mass, I guess, natural. I think that only happens when you start maybe messing with some things that you shouldn't be messing with. Naturally, the muscle grows, but it's building lean muscle mass. So, could be wrong, but that's.
Yeah, no, I found that too. I mean, I think it's a lot harder to build muscle than people kind of think. You don't just kind of touch a barbell and
Right.
gain 20 pounds. So,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of advice would you give to someone that maybe was kind of afraid of like getting too big or something like that if they were kind of starting out?
I mean, I think the proof is in the pudding. Like, I'm just not, I'm not huge. So
Right.
and I do lift heavy, and I've been doing this for a while. So it's, you're not going to gain, 40, 50 pounds of muscle mass overnight. It takes a long time to do this,
Sure. And how long have you been lifting barbells for?
I mean, I've always done something in the gym, like whether, going in and lifting, on my own. I wasn't really following a program until I want to say that I think I started lifting in like 2013 was when I started being a little bit more serious about it. So it hasn't been a long time. It's been like, what, 3.5 years, maybe 3.5.
Yeah.
So,
But you've always kind of active and stuff. So, obviously, being a master's athlete, you kind of started like a little bit later in life. Some people are also kind of afraid to start like being a little bit older.
mhm.
What has your experience been with that? Have you kind of had to change anything in your routine, like injury wise or anything like that, or any advice?
I mean, I wish I would have found this younger in life, I guess. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for my age, I'm not doing that bad. I mean,
Sure.
did the Open for 2016 at 40 years old. I was eligible. I was eligible actually to do the Masters division, but I had also won the Open, so I opted to do the Open because it's just not a chance that you always get. So I took that chance. This year, coming in second in the Open, but winning the Masters division, I'll do the Masters. Do I roll out of bed as easily? No, I don't. So, being older, you just train smarter. And then, like the only advice that I give for the people that are younger is just don't overtrain because your longevity in the sport will be limited. Because if you just do it too young, at some point, like the body just stops bouncing back. I mean, it's when you're young, you don't feel it. And people are like, oh, it's not going to be me. It's not going to be me. But I mean, it's inevitable. Like if you don't train smart, you're going to feel it.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I've been powerlifting for a little over 10 years now, and year 1, 2, and 3 is a lot different than 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I think the older you get, and I think you learn you make some mistakes along the way. So if anyone's kind of younger that's listening, definitely you know, you can learn from the mistakes kind of some of the older kind of crowd has kind of made. Not make those same mistakes. So I think that's like great.
Trying to lick me. Sorry.
No, it's all good. What's your dog's name?
This is Luna.
Hi, Luna.
Yep, she's over here licking my elbows, and here comes the other one. And that's Roscoe.
Hi, Roscoe. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
Yeah. So the other thing that I was really attracted to you, and like one of the things I like about following you, you seem like very authentic and real. You kind of speak your mind. You're not like afraid to kind of like just say like what's in your head, and not that like everyone is like this, but definitely, especially on social media, I think sometimes people like kind of try to portray a certain like character or something. But meeting you in person and like and just seeing what you kind of like the same, which is very refreshing. And
I mean, I try to fly under the radar. Like I don't, like I don't get involved in all that social media bickering, like back and forth. And it's kind of like I'll see it and I'll scroll through it. And I mean, I'd agree with it, but I don't comment on it because I don't have time for it.
Yeah. So like I said, I work with with a lot of younger like athletes that are like kind of in their early 20s, just kind of starting out, and it could be you can get sucked into that stuff very easily. And I know that you're also like,
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Stop. Okay. Back here.
If you, whether it be lifting, your business, your career, in life, obviously I always say you want to kind of surround yourself with positive people. You want to kind of eliminate the negativity.
Right.
So can you just give the viewers a little advice on that? Because I think you do, like I said, a good job of kind of just being yourself and just kind of like not taking basically any BS.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of it's like when I first started like lifting and stuff, you were always like checking the records and you got to be better than this person, you got to do better than that, and there's so many different federations, so many different categories. Is it 24-hour weigh-in? Is it 2-hour weigh-in? Are you 47 kilograms or are you 48? Are you wearing sleeves or are you wearing wraps? Or, is this person wearing gear or this person using drugs or whatever? I don't know. There's just so many different variables that come into it that I just feel like that it's just, stop checking the record. Just like do what you can do and do the best that you can do and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. I don't have time to be going on the internet and checking who's hitting depth on squat and, what person outlifted this person at this meet and squatted more than me. Records are there and they're all meant to be broken. So it's, the point is like you may break one week and the next week somebody else comes along and breaks it. So the best thing that I can do is just tell you to lift your best and just be humble about it, because at some point there's always going to be somebody better. I've been at the top of my game. Like I've, set records. I've gone to won nationals. I've gone to world championships. I've gone to, so it's the thing is, it's like you can't worry about what everybody else is doing. And like I said, there's always going to be somebody better. It's inevitable that somebody's going to come along eventually and break your record. So just be humble about it.
I love it.
I guess that's the answer that you were looking for.
No, well, I mean, there's no answer I'm looking for. But no, I think that's totally agree. And I think that's great advice. Cause like I said, I see it all the time and I try to like block that stuff out too. Being a business owner, like I said, it's like I don't have time to.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. I never comment on it, but I'm like, get a damn hobby. Like, if you have time to be like trolling the internet for looking, like, bringing out the bad part of somebody else is like not making you look any better. So it's like, to me, when I see it, I'm like, go sit at a children's hospital and like read books to them or something. Do something positive. There's no sense in breaking other people down. I just try to look right past it.
I think that's great advice. And I think a lot of times those people are they might be seeking attention themselves, or they might be insecure with themselves. So they kind of have to try to bring someone else down. And a lot of times, unfortunately, like I said, someone like yourself, you have achieved like a lot in a short time. And I think people, when they see someone successful, they kind of, whether it's jealousy or anything else, I think they tend to like attack kind of those people.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really great lifters out there, and there's people that are gonna, that have come along and beat me, and that's kind of just like whatever. I mean, you lifted great that day, yeah. I mean, it's, it happens. So there's no sense in me worrying about what everybody else is doing, because all it's gonna do is stress you out. You got to just do the best that you can do, and there's. Like, even my last meet, like, people are like, oh, yeah, you did good, you won your division, blah, 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 or you came in second, that's great. And to me, it was like, okay, it was good to them. It wasn't my best showing. But, hey, it's like the next time you just go out and you just try to do better each time.
Awesome. So, I'm just kind of, this is more curious for myself. Like, you've had a lot of success in lifting. I'm just curious if you've kind of applied any of those lessons that you've kind of learned in training to like other areas of your life, or whether it be your career or anything else. Like, do you kind of take some of those skills like outside of the gym?
I think that the whole lifting thing, because it just makes you really disciplined. It's like I find the only thing that it'll make you like you get up, you hold yourself accountable to get to the gym and train every day, and like that's just the way like I apply it in life is like I like things to get done. So when I'm working, if I have a task in front of me, I like to complete it right away. Like I don't like anything hanging over my head because I get like anxiety from it. So it's the same thing. Like I keep myself on a schedule as far as training. I got to be there at a certain time, finish at this time to move on to the next project, or like when it comes down to keeping your diet on point or whatever, because you have weight coming up or whatever it may be. But I don't know, I always find myself to just be really disciplined regardless. So
cool. Love it. I think that a lot of people, sometimes they might have success in one area, they don't realize like those tools can apply to like other areas in life too. So
yeah, I mean the bottom line with training and anything in life is like you got to hold yourself accountable because nobody's going to do it for you.
Love it.
It's like it comes to training, it comes to your diet, it comes to your work ethic. So nobody's going to get it done for you unless you're really, really lucky. So
got to make your own luck, right? You got to work hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So just if you have any kind of parting words or advice to someone, maybe they're on the fence about starting powerlifting or entering their first competition, maybe they're a little nervous, what would you tell them?
I just think when it comes down to it, like if it's something that you really want to do, just go for it and do it. And it really doesn't matter how your numbers compare to somebody else, because it's really, the sport is really more, I mean, yeah, winning is great and it's not everything, but it's all about maybe doing better than you did the time before. So to me, it's like, just go out there, give it a shot. You might find that you're really good at it, and then maybe with a little bit of talent and hard work, you can put something pretty good together.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I think that the personal growth and progress you get, regardless of if you win or lose, and like you said, there's always going to be someone stronger. There's always going to be someone weaker. So just focus on your personal growth. I think that's really, really great advice. That's great to kind of close out. So thank you so much, Lisa, for coming on. Is there any place where people can kind of follow you, or if they want to learn more about you, where can they go?
Yeah, actually, I'm on Instagram at _miss_Lisa. So it's _MISS_LISA. I also have a Facebook page. Lisa J. Rothman is the athlete page. I'm on Snapchat, and I'm not really sure, but I think it's somewhere in the bio, somewhere on my Instagram. I don't know. It's all over the place.
I haven't gotten into the Snapchat world yet, but maybe
I'm on it. I'm off of it. I'm on it.
There's too many places, but yeah, I know
yeah, like like my Instagram will be posted with photos and some videos, and then you go on Snapchat and it's like all of it's like my dogs. So it's my life. I like pretty much sit at home with my dogs. It's like either gym, work, food, or my dogs. That's about it.
That sounds pretty great to me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, very cool.
Yeah.
I just lost my train of thought. I was going to say. I think okay. So yeah. Oh, are you competing any? So you're doing the American Open, you said, or?
I'm going to. I got actually after nationals. I got an invite to the Pro American at the Arnold. So I have already registered for that. Awesome. And then that's in March, and then following that in June, we're just waiting for the official invitation. For the World Championships, IPF in, I don't know how they say it, like Belarus, I think it is.
Belarus, Russia, yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying Belarus, but I was told it's Belarus, so in Russia. So that would be the next one to follow up. But cool. Obviously you have to wait for the invite to come in on that, so I can't really confirm or deny that.
All right, Lisa. Well, thank you so much, guys. Anyone who's watching, drop a comment below. Let's show Lisa some love. Wish her good luck at her next competition. Thanks, guys, for watching. Definitely give her a follow. You can check out the links below here. And yeah, just thank you so much. If this video helped you, please share it. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.